We're live here, doing a little bit of This is, folks, is the practice again. Practice. Well, it's actually probably practice number 3, but practice 2 for broadcasting nonetheless. And I'm gonna do about maybe about 10, 15, 20 minutes of this. We got a Hardline Racing League coming tonight that me and Matt Egan will be broadcasting tonight. It'll be awesome. Check that out on FMTV. But tonight, FMTV 2, this is the FMTV Daytona 500, and we're doing the practice here. And right now, as you see these cars, man, they're lined up out here doing their awesome practice. And, man, just looking good. I mean, this is awesome. I did a practice the other day for a couple hours, and went very, very, very well, very well. So we're getting geared up here. February the 5th, folks. Mark it down on your calendar. February 5th. It's going to be an exciting race. And looking forward to it myself. As always, man, you see these cars right there, nose to tail, jockeying around a little bit out there. You know, they got the draft going on. These awesome cup machines right there. That's a few of the great field that we're going to see here. And I am definitely excited to see these cars going to be storming around this 2.5 mile track, and it's going to be awesome. I think. Kind of let y'all listen to these cars, man, roar around this track. Man, I tell you, it's kind of nice here. Oh, this has been put on too. Got great sponsors out there. Nature's Bakery is one of the sponsors, and Tim Anderson, Toyota, down in Columbia. Check him out. Definitely, man. Need a good car from Toyota. There you go. You know, check him out. Like I said, we got practice going on here, and just watching these cars, man, storm around this track right now as we're riding along with Justin Krasinski right there. Boys, he's looking on the outside there. The 94, they're side by side right now. And look at that. That is awesome. Try to give you an idea here who is up top and who ain't. Right now we got 13 cars out there, but we're going to have a heck of a field here when this Daytona 500 man comes around here, February the 5th. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. But right now, Jeremy Crandall, right there, the top spot, man. He holds down here in practice. Then you got Grayson Trexler right there, and then Austin Lonese and Chad Klinger, Travis Lonese also, and actually they are brothers. I did find out they're brothers. And Kevin Fetty. Wow. Kevin Fetty. I know who Kevin Fetty is. Hey. Actually, announced that we're going to be doing his league, man, here pretty soon, FMTV 2. So that's going to be awesome. So Kevin Fetty's out here running around, looking very, very good. Corey Blevins, we definitely know who that is. Ray Richard, definitely. Justin Krasinski, right there riding along with him. Bucky Bird himself out here. Then we got Justin R. Anderson. Boy, I tell you, that's a heck of a good one right there. So definitely had, a minute 3 wide, and they're hitting, they're crashing back there. Wow. Oh no. Looks like they just a little bit overdriving or something. Hopefully they don't do that, man, in the actual race. That wouldn't be good. As you see old Grayson back there spinning around and around and around. But man, a big old crash right down the backfield. But hey, that's what it's about. It's practice. Gather back up. See what's happening. Well, I tell you what. Let's get some interviews with some drivers. How's that? That'd be kind of cool. Hey, Ryan Daniels, Joe White up in the booth. Got a copy? Ryan Daniels, Joe White. You got a copy?
Ryan.
Old Ryan, man, what'd you do to him, Tyler?
I didn't do anything. I'm talking with Bucky in the race chat, Joe. Give me 1 minute.
That's fine. Well, nonetheless, well, I'll talk to Tyler. Tyler, you're up here live, man, FMTV 2, man. You're about here spotting out here for Ryan Daniels. What's he look like on the track so far?
I don't know yet. I haven't. Still waiting to able to join the session spot for him.
Oh, okay. Well, darn. I tell you what, are you getting excited about this Daytona 500?
It's gonna be fun spotting. It's definitely something different. Used to driving, not spotting, but it's same principles just a little bit, but going to try my best to get Ryan a win.
Absolutely. I tell you what, and Ryan's looking excited. He actually got an invite, man, to run in this race. He was going to be in the booth, and I told him, I said, I see how you are, you traitor. No, I'm happy for him. Yeah, hey, I'm happy for him. He got the opportunity, man, to come up here and get a booth and drive. Man, it's going to be some awesome talent out there, hoping, and Bucky and the company, man, they're going to put on an awesome event here. And, we're seeing a little bit of here in practice, and right now it looks like they're 2x2, and right now I'm going to storm around this 2.5-mile track and look very good. What kind of pointers are you going to try to give Ryan, man, to stay out of trouble?
It really depends on what strategy he wants to run. I mean, my personal favorite strategy is to stay in the back as long as you can, just to try and be the last car in the first pack, and just try and ride and wait for the big one to happen so you can avoid it.
I got you.
That's the best thing I think. I'd rather have him be behind it than be in front of it by a short margin, or just be right in the middle of it.
Okay. Well, good deal. I tell you what. Well, I wish y'all two the best, man, and we'll get on watching this practice here for a little bit, and we'll watch it here for a while. And definitely, like I say, they're stacking up here and about to storm around this 2.5 track of these awesome monster machines.
Well, I am actually catching up to the back of the pack just now, Joe. And Tyler, I do have some unfortunate news. Bucky needs to make an adjustment, so if you want, you can stay in here and we can chat a little bit. If not, you are free to go, because it's going to take him, he's going to have to reset the session to be able to get you in on the next one.
Oh, well, okay, so he's basically going to reset the session. All right, so well, you heard that on the stream.
Not this one. He's not resetting this one. He means tomorrow he's going to be able to, he's going to have to add Tyler then.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Well, like I say, we see you back there running there, and you're going to be in the 23 machine, it looks like.
28.
28, my bad. I couldn't see the number on my screen here, but number 28. So Tyler was telling me a little bit of the strategy that he likes to implement. Don't know what kind of strategy you might like to try too.
Well, I trust Tyler's opinion. That's why I asked him to be my spotter and crew chief for the race. I agree with him. I like running at the back. That is usually my strategy at these restrictor plate races. That is going to win us an event, is by avoiding everything else. So, I look forward to working with him, and, I wouldn't have asked for his help if I didn't believe that he could help me do good, and we'll try to win this race in a week and a half or so.
Well, I tell you what, you got a good spotter, Mr. Popularity, Tyler Sifford himself, and like you say, bring the thing home so we can get our darn cookies finally.
10-4.
They'll be transferable.
Well, that's what your mother told us last night in the chat. I mentioned that on the stream. I said, hey, if Tyler guides me to a win at Daytona, do we still get the milk and cookies? She goes, you get the cookies. I don't think the milk will make it through the mail.
Well, good deal. Wish you the best. Have a good rest of practice here. And I tell you, already got a wreck up front going on. Looks like you got through it pretty good, though. So, gentlemen, have fun doing it. All right, talking down over Ryan, and I tell you what, man, that's what these cars are 2x2, nose to tail, stacked up here around this awesome 2.5-mile track, and it's going to be an interesting call here for this race, as it's going to be me and Dustin Phillips up here in the booth, and we're going to have a heck of a time doing it and have fun doing it. As you see right now, Bucky Burke storming around the track here in that Fusion Motorsports TV machine, number 25 Ford right there, bringing it on the inside, and he is side by side battling and wheeling it out there with the number 44, Ray Richard. You know, Ray Richard, he knows how to put a car around this track, but we'll look at that 64 machine right there all over the back deck lid of Bucky Burke. And I tell you, these two guys are going to battle it out. And that 64 is Grayson Trexler right there. So he's going to push, man, Bucky to to the front, right? I tell you what, these Fords are looking mighty, mighty fast. But I tell you, the two Chevys on top, they're not going to give an inch and say, hey, look, guys, we're here to stay. That number 94 machine, that actually would be Chad Klinger. But then you got Ryan Daniels trying to sneak up there on the inside there. He's going to get behind Grayson Trexler there just a little bit and try to push him to the front and help out Bucky Burton Country. But, man, these guys are stacked up and won't give an inch between the two. It's a heck of a darn race here for the practice of the FMTV Daytona 500. That will be February the 5th, noontime, folks. And look at that, right down the bottom part of the lane there. And I don't know what happened. He might have just pulled off to go into the pits, but now they're still stacked up 2 by 2. Ryan gets a heck of a run there on the back tailgate of Bucky Burt. Let's see if we can get a closer look here. But I'll tell you, as they are stacked up, jockeying for position, you can hear them, and these motors are roaring around down the back stretch here. A lot of horsepower, and you see Ryan Daniels right there. He is saying, look, don't worry, I'm like a wheelbarrow. I'm going to push you to the front, Bucky. We're coming to the front one way or another. They look like a bunch of draft kings out there. I tell you what, they are still stacked up 2 by 2. See if we can't get another word with another driver here. See who else we can talk to right fast as coming to the top of the hour here pretty soon. Let me see. Let's see. Tell you what, we're going to get. Let's see if we can't talk to Ray Richard right fast. Hey, Ray Richard, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on?
No, not much, man. I see you out here practicing for this Daytona 500 run here. I tell you, looking very good. You were right there wheeling it very well behind the man. It looked like you was behind. You were up our 2 by 2 wheeling side by side with old Bucky Burt there for a little while. How's the car feel?
Car feels good. The only problem is when you get into a draft and get behind somebody, she likes to dance a lot. But there's so much grip from this overcast that actually we can hold it pretty steady for a good amount of laps. We checked tire wear earlier, and it doesn't get below 98% over roughly 15 laps. And it feels really good in the long run.
That is awesome. I tell you what, right now, let me see. I'm going to bring up my little chart here and see, because you're not doing too bad up there on the speed chart. You're 8th on the speed chart. But right now in that draft, you're right there on the back dumper and deck lid of Ryan W. Daniels with the front runners up there and looking very, very good.
Appreciate the compliment, man. We're just hoping to hold out a good qualifying lap alone when it does come to that point, and if we can start towards the front, we'll be in good shape. I think once we get up front during the 500, we'll be able to stay up there if we can keep it.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, you got any strategies out there on the Daytona? I know everybody talks about staying up front, staying in the middle, staying in the back.
Most of the time you want to stay up front because there's a group of guys that basically we haven't raced against each other a lot. That's what these practice sessions are all about. And if you stay in the middle a lot, it has a tendency to get involved with a wreck, especially if somebody's a little loose, not used to running with a pack, etc. In the back, you're kind of chancing it because it's the same exact scenario. Somebody in the middle wrecks up. Trying to get away from the big one would be the biggest issue. But otherwise, if we can get up front, I think I'm going to try to keep it there all day.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what, right now, from looking at it, you have definitely got a mean machine to be able to get it done in that 44 car. I tell you, I wish you the best and the best of luck here the rest of the practice.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. We're going to go for it for sure.
Oh, yeah. Nonetheless, I tell you what, man, that was Ray Richard right there. And I tell you, he is looking very, very good as he's got Bucky Burt all over the back deck lid of him, pushing him around here for a heck of a draft, folks. I tell you, these guys are putting on a show for us here in practice already as we're getting set here. You know, the top of the hour, we're just doing a little bit of the Daytona 500. It's the FMTV Daytona 500, association with the TRL Bucky Burt Show Challenge Series. Definitely check those. Excuse me, man, I didn't mean to. Definitely check those gentlemen out every Saturday. Has a good group, a bunch of guys there. Those guys definitely will put on a show for you. As man, right now, wow, look at Bucky flirting with that yellow line. I don't know if that's a rule here. I'm going to say it is. We'll have to get confirmation from Bucky himself. But nonetheless, man, you see these guys are single file right now, testing the waters on how the draft's going to work and how these cars are going to act. You just heard the man himself, Ray Richards, said in a draft they get a little wiggly and a little bit of jockeying for them. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on to make sure that these cars don't start jumping around, sliding around, and somebody make a mistake and clip the rear end of someone. That's where the big one could come in. So it's going to take some patience and take a little bit of awareness of where the car is in front of you to definitely when you wheel around this track. But, man, I tell you what, they are definitely showing what drafting is all about right there. There's the number 94, Chad Klinger. He's trying to hope he can cling on to the back of that draft and get up there. So we got a battle now. That looks like that's Corey Blevins right there, I believe. And make sure I tell you all that right. I don't want to tell you wrong. That's the number 24 machine. Let me make sure. Yep, Corey Blevins, that number 24 sports graphics machine. Very nice looking paint job there. And actually, that's one of the sponsors. Here's the man. Tell you what, Bucky Burke's down low. He is side by side, door to door with Corey Blevins up there. As those guys, man, are battling it out. And I tell you, wow. See if we can't get an idea up right there. As we're seeing, we're riding along with Ray Richard right here. Now Ray Richard is 3 wide down the back stretch. They are coming into the turn number 3, and yep, right there, almost. And I tell you what, folks, that right there is what I'm talking about. You kept that apron just a little bit like Bucky did, and man, that's a heck of a save he just did, folks, that we saw. But that is the danger of going 3 wide. And that's a move you'd probably want to do. I don't know what in the world old Corey's doing. He's just taking off, shooting off in the infield. But that's a move you'd want to do last lap dash or something. You definitely wouldn't want to do that kind of move, man. But, 20 laps in or something. You got to realize it's a 200-lap event, folks. 200. Remember, remind you, 200-lap event. These guys are going to be storming around this 2.5-mile monster of a track, super speedway. So, wow. Ray Richards trying to test the waters, getting into pit road, and he's coming in hot and heavy. Woo! I don't think he got it slowed down in time, but nonetheless, practice, and that's what it's all about. So, this guy's already putting it on the line here for practice for us. Wow. I'm having a ball up here. Joe White up in the booth. I'm up here by myself just doing these practice runs and watching these guys, man, storm around this awesome track here. So I'm bring old Matt Egan up here in the booth, see what he's got going on. Matt Egan, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy on you, man.
All right, good deal. I tell you what, I saw you out there, man, running around a little bit. And I tell you, these guys, man, are stacking it up very, very hard on the track here and showing us a good actually racing for practice. How's your car feel out there in the draft?
Honestly, it feels kind of interesting. You know, it's not as fast as I felt like it was last week, but that might just because I haven't adjusted my steering ratio yet. I'm gonna try to make a run with Ryan right here, so we'll see what it does after that. But right now, it definitely does not feel as quick as it usually is, and as quick as it should be, though.
I got you. Well, I was talking with some of the other drivers, and they were the same sentiment. They were talking about, hey, look, it seems like the cars are a little dicey in the draft. You know, they're kind of wiggly. They're going back and forth a lot. What's your feeling on that?
I mean, yeah, the cars are a little bit, actually, I don't know. I haven't really gotten a lot of experience in this run. I did about 11 laps. It felt kind of the same. If anything, the cars felt tighter, not exactly, not wiggly, to be honest with you. It felt like the cars were a bit tighter, which probably could be the weather conditions, which, you know, that might actually be causing my car to feel a little bit less quick.
Right. Well, and I think that's what some of the other ones were talking about. Some of the weather's out here, too, with the overcast sky and whatnot. But good-looking machine out there, the number 35 Fusion Motorsport TV machine you got running out there. We're seeing it right now. You're running with Ryan W. Daniels out there trying to get a few laps in. Man, I tell you, it's going to be a long race and a lot of patience. I saw the cars, like I say, jockeying back and forth a little bit in the draft. And you're definitely going to have to be very, very patient and be aware there. If not, you can get in trouble real quick.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be one of the biggest things I got to remember for this race in particular, because I really like just going for it at super speedways, but that's a hard thing to get right. I mean, Talladega NIS earlier last year, I felt like was a great prelude to this because that was a full distance race. So, I've got the feel again for what it's like to run these cars full distance at tracks like this, where you have to conserve the car and you can't put yourself into bad spots or you'll find yourself wrecked very easily.
Well, no doubt. I mean, I tell you, that's you're 100% right because that's it is such a long race. So, well, I wish you luck, man. I tell you what, it's going to be a good one February the 5th, seeing all these drivers out here storm around this 2.5-mile track. And, I know we're getting up here to 9:05, a little bit past the hour. We've got the Hardline Racing League to go, but we're watching this practice here for the FMTV Daytona 500. I'm watching you right now all up on the back deck lid there, Ryan W. Daniels.
Yeah, these cars are very hard to draft. Honestly, they don't really suck up as well as they should. You don't really get a good suck off the guy in front of you.
Right.
It's just really hard to get a good draft off the guy in front of you when you're on a fixed setup, but I don't know what that's going to be like in the race. It'll be interesting. Thank you for the interview, though.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. I'll let you get back to racing there, and I'll tell you what, we'll definitely look like it's going to be an interesting race nonetheless.
Benford?
All right, folks, it's Matt Egan right there, and I tell you what, this is definitely going to be an interesting one here as we are getting closer to the time of I'm getting closer to the time I'm having to going to be doing our Hardline Racing League here. With that note, I'm going to tell you what, I enjoy everybody that's been watching so far. Thank you. And tune back in here in a few. We're going to be back up here running with the Hardline Racing League, and it's going to be a awesome event.